Hello, all you bottom-dwelling, scum-eating miscreants. My name is Eliza Motherfucking Pancakes, and I am once again hosting another edition of What's in the Goddamn Bag of my own free will and volition. Only this time, I bring you something different. This time is an actual breath of fresh air. Ladies and gents, zays and zams, this is What's in the Bag, Goth Edition. Aranea, oh my god, I've been saying this a lot lately, but most of it's just been lying to make the other queens' egos feel better about themselves. But I am honestly shocked that you left when you did. I'm gonna just say it. I had no choice to stan you this season as the one representative of goth everywhere, and I think death metal too. I had no choice but to stan. The other queens, blown the fuck out. Well, of course they weren't, but in my opinion, in my reality, that's the truth.
Thank you, Eliza. It really is refreshing to finally hear some positivity for a change.
And of course, I'm not referring to the positive on your STD score. No, I'm referring to constructive criticism, goddammit. Aranea, you are one of the edgiest, coolest queens this season, and Morgan and the judges are blind. They're blind. I'm convinced. You didn't make the finale, and I was just like, you know what? I'm done with this season. But because my job and livelihood depends on watching this fucking show and doing a recap of the fashion choices, I had no choice but to watch. And I'm just going to be honest, my heart was not in it. When you were gone, it was like, oh my god, the best queen on the show has left. Does anyone else love Depeche Mode as much as you? I don't think so.
I don't like to put myself into a box, not unless it's for a variety act or something. But I do listen to all different genres of music. In fact, I recently became very interested in the musical stylings of Mongolian throat singers.
Ha! I'd like to see Celine or Juicy Couture lip-sync themselves out of that genre. Yeah, fat chance. Emphasis on fat. So, Aranea, before we go any further, why don't you pull out that bag of yours, open it up, and you and I will take a deep dive into your Jack Skellington Halloween bag. Aranea, what's in the bag? Now, out of these three looks, I really like all of them, Aranea, and I'm not just blowing smoke up your ass. I barely get paid for this job, so when I say I like something and I'm praising someone, it's real, it's legit, and I like all three of these looks. But I will put an asterisk here, but the second look, the middle look, your Le Chic Le Freak look, felt more appropriate, in my opinion, for a nightclub type of look. So I'm not really sure the thought process of that, what you were thinking, but I'm guessing you had a story in mind when you chose that, when everyone else chose some weird Zootopia freak shit.
So when Morgan initially gave us the instructions for that week's challenge, she also told us the runway category for that week's elimination. Basically, she said, and I'm paraphrasing, take a look that you normally wouldn't wear, something that isn't you, and rock it on the runway. Own it. So since I'm kind of the emo goth punk type of queen that I am, naturally what came to my mind was something like how you described, a late night party girl or something. Even though that too was also a runway this season, but I think I was eliminated before that.
Okay, that makes a lot more sense. Now that you've cleared that up for me, Aranea, the judges are fucking stupid. Morgan is a dumbass for putting you even in the bottom. And your snatch game, your Lizzie Borden was fucking hilarious. What the hell was she drinking to have said, oh, you know what, I'm going to put her in the bottom? Unless she totally didn't get your runway. She didn't get your snatch game. You are a robbed queen, Aranea. You are a fucking robbed queen. And I'm so sorry that you ended up on here as soon as you did. You should have reached the finale, in my opinion. That's my opinion, and I'm sticking to it. Now, as far as these other dresses go, I love your entrance look. That sleek black dress with the ripped tights and the boots and the gloves. I love it. I remember rocking something very similar back at prom in high school, which of course I didn't have a date, but I was being a rebel. Okay, I went there because if I didn't go there, the other kids would call me fat and pick on me anyway. I went there on purpose, without a date, without dressing in pink and all that, to prove a point, to make a statement, Aranea, because you're like me. Okay, we're not about winning, we're about making statements.
I like to make a statement that lasts, so I think nothing would be better than being crowned next magical queen. Then the normies would have no choice but to look upon my presence and acknowledge the fact that alternative queens exist.
You know, Aranea, it's really funny because there's always like that queen each season of every Drag Race. I'm not even just talking about Morgan's Drag Race. I'm talking about like the main franchise with RuPaul and then all the other, because there's like a million butt fuck load of them now internationally, which is like, okay. There's always that one artsy, artistic, or just different queen that kind of stands out. She doesn't really fit the mold. And it's really funny because if they're the slightest bit spooky, like Sharon Needles or yourself, there's always like some stupid bitch fan who's like, oh, why? You should have auditioned for Dragula. You should try Dragula. Why? Literally, why? It's like you have the choice between Popeye's chicken, Louisiana-style chicken, with awesome spiced potatoes, Cajun style and all that, or KFC. Why would you go with KFC when you now have the choice of Popeyes? It makes no fucking sense. Yes, it's a food analogy. Yes, I used to be a fat girl. Deal with it. And I just think that, you know, why go for great value when you can go for like the name brand? Okay, like why go with Gucci when you can just wear a black trash bag and tie it off with like some rope? Okay, like exactly. You have taste. I have taste. Clearly the judges don't have taste, especially with their new twink judge who replaced Izzy, which is hilarious, by the way. I hate Izzy, by the way, and I'm so glad he's gone. He's fucking 45-year-old twink, and I'm glad that you didn't have to deal with him this season. So anyway, back to this last look. This looks like a party girl look, and I think that was your elimination look. And that was, in fact, let me check on my tablet which look that was. Looks. Because I'm old. Let's see. That was on Snatch Game. Hollywood Hotties. Okay. Now, Aranea, it doesn't look like Hollywood. It does look hottie, but it looks more like Teen Nick to me. But, like, the thing is Hollywood always sexualizes, like, minors all the time anyway, and those teen girls who are clearly uncomfortable, and their fucking Abby Lee Miller-like stage moms are constantly pushing them to be more revealing and scant and have those fucking casting couch sessions so they can make more money. I think that you knocked it out of the park. Again, I think you knocked it out of the park. I think the judges are too fucking stupid to understand your vision. And that's just how it was. You landed at the bottom against Celine. The very first and so far only werewolf queen. Of course she wasn't going to go home, right? So it's like, well, what the fuck do you do? You know, it could have been a double Shantae. That, you know, that's not unheard of.
It really sucks when your entire persona is trivialized down to edgy goth queen. Like, I love all kinds of music and I have friends who are actually normal. So it's kind of an insult to my character when I actually switch my style up for a change instead of relying on goth looks, and that's what gets me sent home.
Well said, Aranea. Well said. I couldn't have said it any better. And honestly, it's like I already said, the judges are fucking idiots, and I'm sure I'll be hearing from their legal team in the morning once this airs. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and close out the show. Tune in next time when I'm joined by special guests Lee Harvey Oswald and John Wilkes Booth to determine who is the best lip sync assassin. Ooh, death drops galore.